Hi, I'm John Morton, President of the San Leandro Dahlia Society. We're here in Northern California where dahlias really grow well. We'd like for you to grow them too. Today we're going to be talking about dahlia cuttings, and how to plant them, how to take them, what to look for. We really enjoy planting these as they are already up and growing, where the tubers you have to wait for. We've got the tubers in the ground right now. They're coming up right now, and the cuttings is what we're going to be talking about today. January 1st, I came out and I got all my cuttings that I saved. I brought them out, put them in here. This has bottom heat. There's a coil there. These are warm pads. Put things on warm pads. And gave them water, gave them artificial light, and they started growing. Now, if you just put a tuber in the ground, most likely you're only going to get one shoot. But with these little pot roots, it's a cutting that was a year old. It's got all kinds of little eyes, and they just shoot up. Okay, so from there, I'll take a cutting for this year. I'll just take a shoot like this, and I'm going to be very nice. I'm going to cut off the bottom leaves, and when I'll get this started in some oasis. The new roots are going to form from right around where those leaves were cut off. New roots will form there. Get some kind of rooting hormone. I have rooting in this case, and I'll dip that. So I've got a good shot of rooting on there, and I'll put it in these oasis wedges. In 3 weeks, I'm going to have roots on there, and I'll be able to put them outside. And an example would be, let's just pull one of these out of here. That looks like a good one. Already started. So now I can take the ones that have been rooted, put them in 4-inch pots, and get them started outside. Another place we'll take cuttings is from the tubers themselves. I'll take a tray or something that I can get a dahlia started in, and I put them up on their side because I want to get as many in here as possible. I don't want to take up a lot of space by making them lie down. Okay, I'll do the same thing with these as I did with the cuttings. I'll cut that like this. Take off those bottom leaves, and now once again the new root system is going to come from right around where those leaf nodes are. I'm going to take it over, get it wet, get the rooting hormone on there, and put it into the oasis.
Is there an advantage to doing a pot root cutting that you've had in the ground for a year in a 4-inch pot, or the tuber that you have in the container for about 2 months?
The advantage on the pot roots is that you get a lot of little shoots coming up, so you can take more cuttings faster. As you can see, I've taken some cuttings off of some of these tubers, and more have started coming, but you get them faster with the 4-inch pots. I've got some potting soil all set up in here. I'm going to get it nice and muddy, and show you what we do to put these out. What we'll do after we do that is put them in the greenhouse, let them sit in there for a week and a half or 2 weeks, harden up a little bit. We don't want to have them out in the sun too soon, otherwise they'll they may not make it. Put some water in here, make it nice and gooey. Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll get ourselves a 4-inch pot. Make a hole for our cutting. And I've got the cuttings back here, and we're going to take the oldest ones first because those are going to be the ones that are the best rooted. This one is a small one. It doesn't, there's a root right there. It's hard to see. We'll get a better shot at the root in a minute with another one. So we have our cutting in a 4-inch pot, got the name on it. It's all ready to go. Here's a couple trays of dahlias that have been sitting in here for about a week and a half. They're ready to go outside. They've been kind of babied in here. They got some indirect sun. It's been nice and warm, kind of like if you're underneath your electric blanket or something. Well, now we're going to take it outside to the real world. We'll put it in a place where it gets shade part of the day so it doesn't stress the plants out. And within about a week and a half, they'll be ready to plant in the yard. We have planted our roots already, our tubers, and some of them have started to come up. One of the things we'll do when we plant the tubers is we'll put them in, put some fertilizer down, and I'll show you that a little later. We'll water them in very well, and then we won't water them again until after the majority of them come up. What they're doing in the ground is forming little hair roots that are going to take the nutrients in. They're starting their shoots. Once they're up, their hair roots will be strong enough to take the water without rotting them. But when they're just first starting, those hair roots are kind of tender, and if they sit in water very long, they'll just rot right off, and we'll lose the tuber and the plant itself. Tell you a little secret about planting cuttings. Potting soil is very expensive. So what we do is we'll take one of these water bottles and put in the bottom to fill up space. So we might have this a third full of water bottles, and that way we won't be using all of our dirt or our potting soil to potting soil is expensive. And also it makes it much easier to pick them up. They're much lighter when they have air in there. Okay, what I'm going to do is get this nice and muddy like we were doing before. So this just has some of the dirt from the yard. Of course, our water bottle. And some potting soil. Got that good and muddy. And our little cuttings are going to really love to being in this. Now the ones I have chosen are short varieties because their root system won't be as big. This is Elizabeth. It's a peony form, short variety. It's got a great root system already made up. See those roots in there? And that's what we like to see when we're planting. I'm going to make our hole here, and I'm going to split this a little bit. It looks like I'm really hurting the roots, but what I'm doing is breaking it apart so that the roots can really get in there and get into the soil. Now something I didn't do with that one, but I'm going to do with this one, is put some fertilizer in. So I've got my hole. I have some slow release fertilizer. We'll put in there. Now what that's going to do is help the plant as it's getting formed and getting started. I'll mix that up a little bit so that it's not, the roots won't go all right into that fertilizer. We don't want to burn it, but we do want to give it some fertilizer. Take our next cutting. You can see those roots. Wonderful. This is also Elizabeth. I had the same variety in the same pot. We'll put it in there. Now in not too many weeks, Elizabeth is going to give us nice blooms. Now, we talked about the tubers before and how when we put the tubers in the ground, we didn't water them until they came up. With the cuttings, it's different. You need to keep these moist. They've got their little roots out there all ready to go. So they're going to be ready to suck up the water. They'll get their roots into this dirt. They're going to love it here. These are short varieties. They'll only grow to be about 2 foot tall. Their root system will not spread as much. So it's fine for these plants. For a large one that grows to be 3.5, 4 foot, 5 foot, they're going to have a much more extensive root system. Most likely you'd want to have an even bigger pot than this one to put it in, so it'd be able to expand its roots out. The larger varieties you also would want to stake. We have the winds around here. You don't want them falling over and breaking after you've done all the work to them. The snail bait I'm going to be using here for snails and slugs is Sluggo. You can also use Sluggo Plus. The reason I like this one is it can be used around pets and wildlife. So what I'll do is just take a little bit of this, spread it around, and let the snails come. Next time what we're going to talk about is the planting of our cuttings out here in the yard. I'll show you how we make our rows. We'll talk about our watering system and how we fertilize, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about pinching, how we pinch them out to make more blooms come on your beautiful dahlias. See you then.